Okay, this is Paul Colligan. We're about to go live with Google Hangouts on air. This is my entire desktop. This is everything we've got. Got some stuff we got to do pretty quickly here. Here's the iframe for today's live broadcast. We're going to put that up at paulcolligan.com/live so people are able to access that. Okay, so we are good there. Now what we're going to do while that goes live is let's get the word out to everybody. I built a pretty small list inside of Instant Customer with texting. Let's go ahead and click save on that. That's going to go out. I've also had a few who grabbed with email. Let's shoot that. That will go out. Let's take a look at Hootsuite. I have a tweet ready. That'll go out. We've got Google Plus Live here. That will go out. And we've got Paul Colligan here at Facebook. That'll go out. So we did that. We just notified everybody accordingly. Now let's go live. Okay, now we're broadcasting publicly, and let's go here. And realize this is going to start recording from this point on. So what you guys are going to see is me. You're going to see my screen, and then we're going to go from there. Hey everybody, it's Paul Colligan. This is a Google Hangout on Air Live. It's being broadcasted to YouTube. It's being broadcast to Google Hangouts on Air. I'm actually making a recording of my entire screen as I make this recording to enable everybody to kind of get an idea of how this stuff works. So it's going to be a bit meta. We've got a couple things going on here. This is my camera, obviously. If we take a look at apps here, or actually if we do a screen share, you can see I've got some different things that I can share with you. Number one, we've got my iPad. And as you can see here, I'm running my iPad, and I'm running kind of my note-taking, mind mapping kind of stuff, so you guys can get an idea for how my life is going there, kind of the stuff that we're trying to put together. We've also got the option in screen sharing to screen share my browser, which is something that we'll be doing as well, and kind of showing you some of the apps and some of the things that I'm doing there. And I've got the ability to do a bunch of things. I am making a recording of this actually using ScreenFlow, which I will post as well, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on. It's still about 2 minutes before everything happens, so that's about all I'm going to say at this particular time. I did some setup stuff that you guys can catch in the initial video if you'd like. We'll stay on Hootsuite. Let's take a look at see what's happening at Google. So Google here, you can see that Google's got me live, and let's see if the on-air part is actually working. And always fascinating to see. On-air part is actually working. Look at that, it's working, and we're about 45 seconds delayed, but that's
always
good.
Fascinating to see. On-air part is actually working. Look at that, it's working.
And we're gonna turn that off there. We don't really want to have an endless loop of what's going on. Now, according to what's interesting here is if we extend this out a little bit, oh, you can't see that screen. Let me show you that screen. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see, screen share. We're gonna go back to my picture. Sorry, you guys have to see that. And then we're going to pick from. See, can I do the Google Plus? Yeah, I could do the Google Hangouts on air. So this is the screen that I see. So you guys are seeing the screen that I'm seeing inside itself, sort of a running, going on thing. At this time, we've got no numbers for people inside. The live thing, I think we're supposed to get numbers, but oh, looks like we have 3 viewers. Great, we have 3 viewers. One of them might be me. Or 2 of them might be me. Let's take a look at chat and see if that turns on anything. Of course, I'm not quite sure what happens chat inside of YouTube, so that's kind of interesting there. We still actually it is the top of the hour, so let's go back to that. All right, so it is the top of the hour, and I promised to do a live Google Hangouts on air about Google Hangouts on air. I'm a bit meta, I understand, but it's what we want to do. Now, I made a recording of my desktop here, my screen in front of me, about how I set this up, how I sent out the messages, that type of thing. I'm going to post that at YouTube as well. You guys will be able to have the ability to see that. Let me show you what we've got available to you. So, if we're going to do screen share, I'm going to have the ability to show you my iPad. what we're doing here is I'm actually going to run the iPad to do the entire sort of mind mapping process that we're going through today, so you guys can get the idea of where I'm coming from and where I'm going. I thought it'd be fun to show you that through the iPad. Yes, I'm streaming my iPad on Google Hangouts on Air. Very, very doable. Now I'm going to switch over to back to my main screen, and I'm going to do a screen share again, and we're going to show you my desktop. Now, guys, we have my desktop going live, and you guys can see a copy of that. Let's see what comments are coming through Google Plus right now. It looks like Stephen Feather has given a +1. Hopefully you're in here, Stephen. I don't see anybody at this point. I'm not quite sure how all the comments work and how chat works and all this stuff, but hopefully we'll have some others who will join us as well. What's interesting here is if we go over to YouTube, and we visit YouTube, you'll see that right now on my main feed is live now is me streaming. So if we click on that, open up that page, we'll have the very meta, the stream of me streaming my stream and all the excitement that goes from there. Give that a chance to stream and all the excitement that goes from there. Give that a chance to get the idea there. I guess there would be the ability to make a live comment here. If somebody wants to make a live comment, go ahead and do so. Hey, Paul, this is fun. And we could post that for everybody to see and say. Do you know you have your own YouTube channel? Yes, I do. That's hilarious. All right, let's get rid of that. Now, also running, I have embedded my Google Hangout at paulcolligan.com/live. And what this does is this lets me brand myself instead of Google+. And as cool as Google+ is, you know, in the world of marketing and sales and that kind of stuff, branding should be about us and about who we are. So this will pop up in a second. I'm obviously running a lot of different screens on this computer at the same time. But if we click play on here, you can see a lot of different screens. You know, we can see we've got the live streaming going on at paulcolligan.com as well. Please, if anybody's watching at paulcolligan.com, go ahead and do the like, G+, tweet thing. That would be interesting, at least for me to see. So these are the different screens that we have. I showed this before the official start time as well. But screen share, I also have access to. Give this a second to blow up. Hey, everybody, it's my picture again. Yeah, I'm running too many programs on here. It'll be interesting to see if this thing explodes. Always fun. Let's see here. Let's do screen share. There it is. And I can show you, this is my control panel that you guys see where I'm running everything. And it's going to do window and window and window because we're broadcasting live, and that's sort of the nature of it. But you can see I've got chat up here that I can toggle on and off. I've got invite, screen share, cameraman, which we'll chat about, Google effects, that type of thing. If we want to go to, let's go back to the screen here. What's fun with these Google effects, kind of watch this is kind of silly here, but the ability here in the Google effects for me to put some fun stuff on, so I could be King Paul here. And once I click on that, you know, as I move my head, you don't see the bald as much as you do the silly little thing. Personally, I think Google Effects is gets in the way of the business that should happen at these things. You can see here on the screen, you might not be able to see it, we've got at least 6 viewers, which is kind of interesting for a Friday afternoon. Pretty happy about that. Hopefully that'll build up. The only people we have in here is me, because I'm broadcasting live to myself. We've got that. The one last thing I'd like to see, I've got my iPhone here, and what I want to do is I'm going to go to my iPhone, and I'm going to go to, don't worry, we will get back to the outline and that type of thing. We're going to go to, it looks like Blog Mother Fran is on. Hey, Blog Mother. Let's go to paulcolligan.com/live. Now, in theory, this should work. Hopefully it has, because I promised a bunch of people to work. We've got a little Tim Ferriss going on there. Page should load. And you can see it's my blog. There we go. And we've got live. I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. And you can see we got the play button. Hopefully, if I did this right, this show will work. I'm going to hit play. And now we should have me streaming to... Oh no, it's not streaming to the phone. Browser does not recognize video formats available. Ah, stink. I was hoping that would work. Okay, that's one of the things we're going to have to experiment with and test. And I've got one last option here. Let's try the Chrome browser on the iPhone and see if that works. I was really hoping this would work. It's a different message than we'd gotten before. We're gonna get to live streams to the iPhone here if it absolutely kills me. I'm gonna figure out a way to do this, even if it means like cross broadcasting it to Ustream or something like that. We're gonna make this happen. So I'm checking this bad boy out on Chrome. I don't think it's gonna happen, but let's see here. Oops, hold on. Is it? Really could turn on my Wi-Fi for that one. paulcolligan.com/live. Go. And, well, that's going. Let's do this. I'm going to bring up Safari on my iPad, and let's do screen share. Let me show you my iPad. All right. So, yeah, I was over at Starbucks before this happened. Let's go to paulcolligan.com/live. And let's see if we've got streaming there. It's frustrating that we don't have that. Let's see if it works on the iPad. It has that big red button. Sure looks like it should work. Not recognizable as well. That is just frustrating. If anybody knows any ideas, has anything that they think might work, go ahead and give me a tweet on that or a comment if you know how to make that happen here. I'm going to switch back over to what's happening at the YouTube page. Not seeing anything there. Live Paul Colligan. Interesting, frustrating. Wish we'd had that. Wish we had had that. I will figure out a fix to that, guys. I will figure out a fix to that. All right, so we're going to go back. Let's go back to screen share here. Let's go back to my desktop, or at least my browser. And let's see what's happening inside of Twitter. See if anybody's made any comments or anything. Thank you, Blog Mother Fran. Nothing there. Comments. You guys can go ahead and feel free to make comments about that as well. What we'll do here is all right. It's not so exciting. Let's actually go to Twitter on that one. Just go to Twitter, and if anybody wants to make a comment, we can take a look at those. Just do an @Colligan, and we will go from there. So feel free with @Colligan, or feel free to put that in the chat room over at what's the word I'm looking for? YouTube as well. Those would be the two communications that we've got on board. And again, maxing out this machine as fast as I humanly can here, so I'll be interested to see what happens. Google Plus. Oh, looks like that. Francis is there. Steven. Hey, look at that. Thank you, Francis. What other posts don't you see? There we go. All right, we got some others in here. Looks like good. Looks like we've got a chat going on. Good, cool. All right. What I'm going to do? Let's go back to the iPad and let's hit what I wanted to hit today, because I did have some topics, and I want to make sure this is at the very least somewhat educational. And so we will go back to the iPad. Let me set that up. All right, so what we're doing today here, I'm going to show you what I know so far in the world of Hangouts on Air. I'm going to share with you everything I can do, everything I figured out how to do up to this point. We're going to figure out the hiccups in a more formal presentation. I'm bringing out all the big guns. I got the lights on. I got the iPhone, the iPad, different browsers. I'm trying to give you the best possible presentation here. And so the goal there, I want to see what kind of interest there is. And one of the things that I really want to strongly encourage is don't gauge interest by the amount of people who are on something live. Gauge interest by the amount of people who view the content later. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a gorgeous Friday, at least here in Portland. And the fact that not everybody is on this thing live is just a tribute to the fact that people have lives more exciting than what I have. Now, the cool thing about live is I wanted to do this video. I wanted to do something about it. So the goal here is to see what kind of interest there is. If there is more interest, I'm going to have some follow-up options at the end. And we will go from there. I'm recording both the results and a full screencast of everything I'm doing so you can see how things work from the other side. The goal here was absolutely without a doubt to give everybody an example of how this whole thing works, how this whole process works. So recording this on my desktop, and as long as the desktop recording actually works, I will get a copy of that up as well, and you can see how I scroll back and forth between these things, get an idea of how things work. I am today sipping on a lovely Starbucks Passion Tea, no syrup. So if you hear an occasional rattling of ice, that's the way that will work. Sorry you had to see my bald head there. All right, let's go back to screen share. Let's go back to the iPad and keep going. So that's the goal of what I'm trying to accomplish today. Now, SMS integration. You can see my personal notes here. I need an AF link. I used Instant Customer. I should have put up an affiliate link of my own. I used Instant Customer to send out the text messages to everybody who got one. And I will get further information out to that. If you want to go out and try it, go ahead and try it. You don't need to try my affiliate link by any means. What I was hoping for here, this one actually didn't go as well as I'd hoped it would. I was hoping with HTML5 and the live HTML option, we would have the ability to stream straight to the iPhones and to the iPads. So we didn't have that. I'm looking at getting a plugin made that will work, that will pull off what we're trying to do at Paul Colligan Live here. And again, a little frustrated that didn't work, but it's kind of the nature of the game here. But let me show you what we can do. Bunch of questions there. Oh, look at that. Betty. Oh, this is interesting. Betty Anderlifter says, my razor worked great with the video. Thank you, Betty. That is extremely helpful to know that. Thank you. Very good to know. Stephen here says, Paul, as a point of reference, tested a regular Hangout, iMac, iPad, S3 were all talking. I think specific to Hangouts on Air, since your phone didn't work, kind of leans me that way. Yeah, no, thank you there. I'm going to try something on the iPad. I'm going to try something here. YouTube.com/Colligan. Because I think this will work. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let's go back to the iPad. Okay, so there I am on iPad. And you can see here that it does not have my live thing by default on here. This is the last one I did. But what's interesting is if you click on feed, you can see here that it has... now, the one to the right is the one that I when I was setting this up, just double testing all the tech, that didn't work. But the one at the left is the one that we're looking at live now. So the interesting thing is, if you do go live here, live not selected on mobile. Interesting. Interesting. But the fact of the matter is, it does work on at least the razor. I'm going to go back to Google Plus here and get what that exact comment was. Yeah, Betty, and it works on your razor. Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. And Betty's just on the regular browser. Yeah. Well, that's an absolutely fascinating implication to what it is that we're dealing with. And the fact of the matter is, the technology is not all there yet, and that's part of the theme of what we're looking at here. So let's go back to the iPad. By the way, Flynn said, Francis said, am I using a stylus or fingers? I'm using just my finger on there. I'm using the this app. Oh, you guys can't see it on the screen. It's reflectionapp.com. Reflectionapp.com. If you go to Reflection App, I'll share it with you here. Reflection App will let you your iPhone or your iPad on your Mac or your PC. Great little program, works really, really well. It's $15. You can make screencasts of anything you're doing from there. I've not tried the PC version, but I don't know why that wouldn't work. Seems to me like that should go absolutely fine. All right, next thing I want to show you is the Cameraman Plugin. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go to this screen. This screen is the screen, this is what I see. Unfortunately, you're going to see screen and screen and screen and screen and screen because of the way things are going. But up here, this stuff doesn't change. You see underneath the Google On Air, it says chat, invite, screen share, cameraman. I'm not quite sure if you can see my mouse or not. I'm going to go over back to Google Plus because there seems to be a little bit of chat there. Hey, Eden, woohoo, you did make it. Thank you so much. Cameraman is the thing that lets me switch. Google Effects, see, well, actually, no. Cameraman. If you have multiple people inside of your Hangout, if you're broadcasting a bunch of people, you've got them all down here, you've got the ability to mute them out, which is very, very key. Because of the Google effects that are out there, I once went on a live broadcast just because I could. I turned on the Google effects, you know, and I did something sort of to you know, this nature kind of thing. And I did, you know, that, and I did, you know, that, and I kind of just did, you know, this type of thing during somebody's live event. And it looked pretty silly, and it looked pretty stupid and pretty insane. So the what the Cameraman app does is the Cameraman app will let you mute out specific people if you have multiple people on a live event, which is something that I would highly recommend you do. That's about all it does at this point. There's not too much exciting about it, and because I don't have other people on this, I can't really demonstrate it, but that's what the Cameraman effect is. All right, let's go back to the iPad with the notes for today. All right, so that's the Cameraman plugin. Let's see what I put there. You get a little more control. I'm not sure how really excited I am about it now, but the fact that they're thinking about that makes things really, really exciting for me. All right, let's take a look at the positives of Google Hangouts on Air and what all these things mean, because I think there's a lot to take a look at. The first positive is, you know, is YouTube Mindshare. The fact of the matter is, you know, you've got the ability to really, you know, you're broadcasting live on YouTube, and broadcasting live on YouTube is pretty fabulous, is pretty freaking cool, and something that you definitely want to consider doing, and you definitely want to consider being part of. Let's go back to the browser, and let's take a look at my desktop. And oh, Eden thinks the clown thing looks good on me. Thanks, appreciate that. I did a piece in Social Media Examiner a couple of days ago. While you're looking that up, if you're on this live, or if you're watching this later on, it's not a couple of days ago, you'll have to look it up. But just if you search live YouTube live streaming, they did a good job there. Basically, what I said in the Social Media Examiner piece is that, you know, Google Plus backdoor to live YouTube broadcasting, which is exactly what we're doing here. I am broadcasting live on YouTube, you know, because of the Google Plus backdoor. What's interesting, though, and please take a look at this piece. To go further into it here, I just might have too many browsers open on this broadcast here. Let that finish loading up. Looks like we're done. GeekBeak does it. This is interesting here, you know, on the screen. This is YouTube Live on, or this is YouTube on the iPhone. You'll notice live comes before playlists or subscriptions. They're really promoting this thing. They're really going pretty crazy on live, and it's something that you definitely want to consider. I've got a demo of how I did a screen share. The video you'll be able to see from this will be considerably better. The process for starting the Hangout is all there. But here's the key. You want to make this about YouTube, not Google Plus. As cool as Google Plus is, you know, and I see all you guys inside of Google Plus making your comments. We even type in here, thanks for the comments. Keep them coming. As cool as it is, the fact of the matter is, the fact that I am at YouTube is infinitesimally cooler. And I know we don't have comments there. If somebody wants to comment at YouTube, I would appreciate it. It'd be a good example for everybody. But the fact that I'm here at YouTube is incredibly powerful.
Stream and all the excitement that goes from there. Give that a chance. And to get the idea there. I guess there would be the ability to make a live comment here. If somebody wants to make...
Oh, I guess that went back to where I was at the event. That's not an absolute live stream because it's paused. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, the YouTube Mindshare, definitely take a look at the Social Media Examiner piece. It's spent a lot of time doing it. Had a really, really good audience. Let's go back to the iPad. Archives. Two things here with archives. Most of you will be watching the archive of this presentation on YouTube. And the best part is I do it automatically. I don't have to do anything. Now, in this particular case, I am doing I'm doing a screencast recording of my desktop and how this whole thing works so you guys can get an idea of how to run a homeowners event. Yes, HOA is also Homeowners Association. Hangouts on Air event. So I am going to have to do the embedding and whatnot for that. But the fact of the matter is, what you are watching live, or the majority of you are probably watching the replay of, I don't have to do anything with. So the idea that I could do a show and then hang up and then have that thing at YouTube is pretty phenomenal. And it looks impressive. It's a really pretty fabulous system, a pretty fabulous setup. Another sip of my iced tea there. All right, so those are the positives. The negatives are as follows. That's funny. You can see my friend added a new photo inside of Facebook. You can see the updates there. I probably should change that off. The negatives to the Google Hangouts on Air. Number one negative is the video quality. You don't get the best possible video quality that you would if you did a YouTube Live, or of course we don't have a YouTube Live account, or Ustream, or anybody like that. You don't get the best video quality. That's certainly something that you need to deal with and something that you need to think about. What do? I don't think the better video quality is worth not having YouTube. So personally, I say you stay at YouTube, but that's my whole take on it. Will things change? Yes, I absolutely believe that Hangouts on Air, you're going to get better quality video. It's just what's going to happen. I truly believe that. Another negative is the boxes below issue, and let me show you what I mean by that. You know, because this thing is because this is a Google Hangouts on Air, the idea is that we're having a hangout, and it's not necessarily a monologue. So when we go to something like, let's go back to my desktop. So when we go, watch it through something like this.
And we're about 45 seconds delayed, but that's good.
You can see, let's turn this off. You can see here when you get rid of the screen that you see, oh gosh. You get those boxes down at the bottom. Let's see if YouTube does a better job of showing off that problem. Yeah, so you see here, you got that box down at the problem. And if that box down wasn't there, we would have the ability to, make it look better. And so, there is the possibility to do multiple cameras of yourself. I experimented with that. There were some syncing problems and issues there. But the box below is certainly an issue that we have to deal with. And so that's something definitely, a negative to what's going on. Let's go to the comments we got inside here. Let's see. Tracy says, moved over to Google+. Don't know if I could comment on YouTube and interact with others. Yes, definitely the easily distracted like me. You want a producer. You really want a producer for something like this. Eden says, so this could eliminate the need for paying for a webinar program in some regards. Yes. Yes, it is. And that's something to think about. Francis Flynn says, I'm watching full screen video quality is excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. Mountain Jim says, any limits on participants? No. That's the whole thing about the Google Hangouts on Air, is because it goes to YouTube. You've got the YouTube infrastructure that is absolutely phenomenal and incredibly, incredibly powerful if you think about it. So those are the questions there. I guess we'll go back to my outline for today. All right. Oh yeah, you can't delete videos in YouTube. Okay, this is probably just they're still dealing with this issue, but let me show you what problem I'm dealing with here on the can't delete videos part. It's pretty frustrating. Actually, the most frustrating thing that I'm dealing with right now. We'll go back to here. Oops. What bit is it sharing? Okay, it's sharing the right screen. Okay, so if we go to, oh, looks like Francis is in there, and thanks, loving this info, Paul. Hey, guys. Thanks for sharing here on YouTube. Glad I could help. And I will certainly, when all this is done, I will link the full screen video that showed you how I did this, my full desktop and all that. But what happens here is, so if we go to my channel, for instance, look at this. This is a real one, and this will prevent you from, should scare you away from testing here. But if we go to youtube.com/Colligan, let's take a look at this. I know it's on this one. Let's take this YouTube social media video here. And of course, now it went away. All right, let's try it on a different video. Or maybe they got it fixed. That'd be nice. Huh, maybe they got it fixed. What was happening was I was seeing stray videos past Hangouts on air attempts. And what it would do is, because I never went live with them, there'd be this, okay, like this one here. So testing. So you see this testing one. Normal people will see this. And if they click on testing, they're going to get to this page here that says, you know, it's not live yet, no description available. This is really frustrating. And this shows up in search results. And I've had, here's another one here, here's another one here. So these things pass up, and they're just kind of an infinite loop because they're not real. If you click on edit to edit/delete them, notice what will happen here. Click on edit, it's an unknown video. And so that's the situation. That's the situation there. So that's one of the pretty specific negatives that we have to deal with here. All right. Boy, I'm running a lot of bandwidth through my machine, but this should be helpful here. All right, let's go back to the iPad. We're almost done, and then I'll take as questions. So the box is below, and then you can't delete the videos in YouTube. I think that will go away. What's next? I had hoped to have an opt-in process for people who wanted to follow this pattern. I don't have it at this point. Part of the day got away from me. So it's the type of thing where I will have it soon. Whoever is on this is on one of my update systems, so you'll probably hear about it soon. And so I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. I want to do more about this. For those of you like Blog Mother Fran, who are inside of Instant Customer Revolution, we're going to do a whole live thing on this next week during our virtual event. Part of why I'm doing this. And so if you're part of that, you'll definitely have access to that. And I will go deeper individually as well. So with that said and done, I don't want to make this too long. I didn't want to go overboard or anything. I'm going to go back, screen share, and I'm going to go to the my desktop. Let's take a look at all the questions that are inside of Google Plus here, and I will answer. I'll answer any questions that are there for anybody. Mountain Jim, are you saying the uploaded recordings can't be deleted from your channel? No, the uploaded recordings can be deleted from the channel, but these on air that I didn't end properly, it just got a couple of bugs. It's just got a couple of hiccups. And if you're testing something, that might end up in an endless loop. So just be careful, you know, always test with your shirt on and that type of thing. And I think you'll be at a fine place here. Let's go to, see if there are any questions inside of YouTube as well. Okay, looks like we've got that going. There's that bottom square thing that I was telling you about, a little bit frustrating. But kind of the nature of the beast. So there we go. That's Google Hangouts on Air. It's pretty simple, pretty viable. You can do some pretty cool stuff with it. As I showed you, I'm sharing back and forth between, you know, the camera and my iPad and the desktop and, you know, whatever I want to share with. I can enjoy a iced tea beverage with all y'all, and we can have a good time. Let's see here. Betty said in comments, I can reply to Google Plus comments straight from my email. Cool. Yes, you can, Betty. Welcome to the show. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the broadcast, and that will send an archive of this bad boy straight to Hangout on Air. Wear a shirt. Thanks, Paul. Make a note of that, says Blog Mother Fran. Appreciate that. I'll make a copy of this. That will go online at YouTube. I think that will stream on my Google Plus page for all of those who are looking. I will also have a desktop of everything that I did. That'll take probably a while to encode. It's the big screen. It's not the Retina screen. Although the Retina screen makes broadcasting really interesting. I haven't thought about that yet. That's actually, maybe that's the legitimate reason for me to upgrade to the new Retina screen, because of the broadcasting. I had not thought about that. That is very, very cool. Yes, managing comments seems awkward, Mountain Jim. You are totally right. You're totally right. So, we're done with the broadcast. Thank you for all of you who participated. I appreciate it so much. For those of you who are watching the archive at Google Hangouts or YouTube, I'll see if I can embed the bigger video. If not, you know, just do a search at YouTube for Google Hangout on Air, full video, or something like that, and we'll find it. You can head out to my blog. And for those of you who aren't on my regular Heads Up Tuesday update system, what I'd recommend you do highly is if you go out to paulcolligan.com, you know, the blog will always, you know, things will always look different here, but and if you go to paulcolligan.com, I will always have some sort of way that you can keep up on my list. So this one sends you to a free YouTube video, but that'll keep you up to date with what I'm doing as well. And it should work out quite nicely. So paulcolligan.com will get you updates if you're catching this at some other point or at some other play. All right, I'm going to end the broadcast. Oh, let's see, there's any last final questions. Wow. Had to load Adobe Flash, Virgin new phone, get to play the browsers and YouTube. So sad, Google. You know, Stephen, we're at the very beginning. This is going to get better. This is going to get a lot better. Eden says, thanks. You always share great content. I enjoy your style. Thank you. I do what I can. And with that, I will sign off, and we'll get the second part of this video going. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Okay, so I've ended the broadcast, and now it says the broadcast has been successfully terminated. Close. Well, I guess we've already closed. So that's what's going to happen there. It says I hung out. Looks like people will have the ability to stream that. Looks like that'll happen pretty quickly, pretty easily. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop ScreenFlow. And once ScreenFlow is stopped, you'll have, you know, you won't have the ability to view what's going on there. And I'm just going to encode it. I'll encode it 1080p, and I'll get it up to YouTube as quick as I can. So with that said and done, guys, thanks for watching the big tutorial, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.